Not necessary, but try to like or dislike video. Two sisters come on the scene at the start of the film. One of the sisters' name was Ginger while other's name was Brigitte. Both sisters had signed an agreement, as they will die together when they are ended, and someone was killing the dogs of that place continuously, the town where they live. Next day, they move to the school. When they are in the playground then, a girl pushes Brigitte down for no cause. After this, the friend of that girl begin to threaten them. Due to this, Brigitte's sister Ginger gets angry. In spite of this, both sisters leave that place. They decide at night that they will kill the dog of that bullying girl. Otherwise, the dogs are also being killed in the town, so no one will know who killed her dog. So they begin to go to her house at night. Then a creature attacks Ginger at night on the way, and he drags her in the forest with it. Brigitte also chases her sister in the forest to rescue her. She gets her sister Ginger on the way, but she was very injured because she had been bitten that creature. Her body had a nail's mark of that creature. Then Brigitte begins to escape, taking Ginger. Now they both begin to move across the road, as the creature appears on the road while chasing them. Then it is hit with a car. Due to this, that creature comes to an end. That car was being driven by a boy named Sam, which was the school fellow of both sisters, and Sam used to sell the drug in the school. He drives away, throwing the dead body of the creature at the roadside. When they both sisters return to the house, then Ginger is in worst condition, and she is also very confused with it, but Brigitte relaxes her in some way. Brigitte is seen when Ginger falls asleep, who had taken the photo of that creature, and she is observing that photo. Next day, Ginger's condition was worsening due to the infection. Then Brigitte asks that boy Sam at school, "That creature had hit with your car, what did you do with its body?" Then Sam does not respond him properly. He only says that creature was not survived. Ginger's wounds had healed as compared to the previous wounds. Mysterious hair were also growing on her body. It means that she was also transforming into the creature. Now she turned into more shrewd and bold. Brigitte comes to know at night that Ginger's tail is also appearing. Next day, Brigitte moves to the house of Sam. Sam had grown drug plants in his house. Brigitte reveals the whole story to him, as that creature had bitten my sister. As a result, my sister is transforming now. She is turning into a creature. What is the remedy of it? What should be done? Being a biological researcher, so he says to research. He says, "I will tell you soon after conducting a research on it." And he hands over an earring made of silver while going. Due to his impure blood is altered into pure blood. It means her sister will be recovered if she is infected. At the same night, Ginger is along with one of her friends, so her friend is also infected. Now Brigitte fixes that earring on the abdomen of Ginger. In spite of it, she does not get any effect. Now Ginger's tail was also enlarging, so it has to hide, using a tape. Now Ginger also beats that girl too much, who has bullied her and her sister. Now Ginger's behavior was turning like the animals. Next day Brigitte and Ginger go to the house of Sam, and Sam discovers by research that there is a plant named monksherd. Due to this, medication may be prepared to stop the bitten infection of creature, but this vaccine affects only for one time. If they will be healed forever, then the daily dose of this vaccine had to be taken, and the trouble is this, it is very difficult to find this plant. Now a black nail was growing from one of the feet of Ginger. Then that bully girl comes to their house at night, and she begins to say ill to both sisters, and she starts to fight. So Ginger becomes aggressive, so she hits that girl brutally. As Ginger lets that girl go, then that girl is slipped. She falls down while hitting with a table and dies. Now a girl had killed here by Ginger. Now Brigitte keeps that girl's dead body into the freezer, helping her sister, and they bury that girl's dead body in the garage as the night falls. That missing girl's poster is stuck everywhere because of her missing for many days. But no one knew that she has been killed and buried by Ginger. Police officers are also searching for this girl. Now Ginger was transforming into an animal completely. When Brigitte senses it that her sister is transforming into an animal, so she locks her in the lavatory. Fortunately, her mother had taken those monksherd plants for the decoration, so Brigitte moves to Sam's house, looking Ginger. Sam prepares a paste of antidote, mixing the drugs. Now Brigitte could not apply on her sister directly. She just rather wanted to check it, so she uses that antidote on Ginger's friend, that friend who had been infected by Ginger's bite, the place of body which had infected. When she uses that syringe on him, then he starts to recover. It means that medicine had showed its effect, but Brigitte had to inject the syringe of antidote to her sister in some way, and it was also essential to give her the daily dose. Brigitte observes, reaching at home, that Ginger had broken the door and she had killed her teacher in school brutally. It means that Ginger had lost the control over her. After this, Brigitte also goes to the school, and they stay night at school. Then they dispose the teacher's dead body. Then Ginger also kills the school's security guard, losing her control once more. Contrarily, their mother discovers the dismembered fingers of that girl in the garage. Consequently, she understands that Ginger is surely doing something wrong. Then Brigitte's mother accompanies them to that party, where Ginger had gone, but she was not in the party. So Brigitte, saying her mother to return house, she moves to the house of Sam, because she knew that Ginger will have moved there. And it happens the same. As Ginger goes to Sam's house after the party, she tries to deceive her through her conversation to kill him, but Sam pushes her away from him. At the first sight, Ginger is completely transformed into a creature. Now she chases Sam, transforming into a creature. At the same time, Brigitte also reaches there. Sam and Brigitte hides in a room. Going there was lying the same monkshot plants in that room. Sam again makes a vaccine, mixing those drugs and getting their extract. Later, syringes filled with it. Then Ginger, who had completely turned into a creature, she intrudes that room and takes Sam with her while dragging, and she badly injures Sam. And that Ginger creature eventually kills Sam. Now Brigitte tries to inject the vaccine to Ginger, but Ginger creature had started to chase her sister Brigitte, so Brigitte remains unable to inject the vaccine to her. Ginger had not remembered here that Brigitte is her sister. Brigitte hides into a room in some way while escaping, but Ginger also discovers her there. Now Brigitte holds a knife in one of her hands, and she had caught that antidote in another hand. Ginger creature captures Brigitte here, but the knife in Brigitte's hand is stabbed into the body of Ginger creature. Due to this, she has died. Now the agreement of both sister had stopped, as they will die together, because Ginger had only died here, who had been entirely transformed into creature. It was also necessary to kill her, but Brigitte also feeling dejection with her after losing her sister, so she begins to weep. So she lays down on Ginger creature's body, moving there, and she also licks her blood with it. So Brigitte had also infected, and the part 1 of this movie completes here. Now, the part 2 will be explained. This movie starts exactly after the part I of the movie. Brigitte comes on the scene at the start of the movie, whose body had started to grow here like her sister, but she was still normal. She had left her city, so she had come to another city to stay. She was normal at this time, because she had not transformed into the creature yet, because she used to take the dose of monkshot on the daily basis, and she had preserved a large quantity of that dose in her possession. She did not feel secure in the house where she used to reside. The creature which had bitten Brigitte's sister, it did not die in spite of hitting with Sam's car, and that creature was searching for Brigitte. Why was it searching for her? It will be further revealed. After this, Brigitte takes dose after returning from the library. At the same time, she begins to visualize her sister Ginger. Then she looks outside where that creature had arrived. After this, she begins to flee that place, taking her luggage and vaccine. Meantime, librarian comes to hand over her books. Brigitte had recently taken her dose, so she was stumbling. Suddenly, that creature kills that librarian, reaching there. But Brigitte escapes from there, saving her life. Walking at a distance, she is knocked out because of the weakness. Next morning, when she restores her consciousness, then she finds herself admitted in the clinic. She was in that room where the drug addicted were treated. The clinic's director was a female. Now Brigitte is confused, finding herself there. So she tries to escape from there, but she cannot escape because she is captured. After this, Brigitte gives her body the deep cut marks, so she may examine how much time she takes for healing, because she still had the infection of that creature. The clinic worker thinks that Brigitte is drug addicted, who takes the different type of the drug, so she is torturing herself due to this intoxication. But Brigitte does not take any drug, but she used to the dose of monkshot. That is the normal thing. Now Brigitte says to that clinic worker, "Let me go from here along with my medicine. Otherwise, there will be the dire consequences. All will be dead." But that worker makes Brigitte lock into a room, ignoring her. After this, she makes monkshot medicine check, so she comes to know that it is any type of drug but a poison. But they have no knowledge that poison for others is actually the token of life for Brigitte. Seeing it, female worker thinks that Brigitte is insane. Then a girl named Ghost is seen in the same hospital. Ghost used to take care of her grandmother in that hospital, because her grandmother's whole body had wholly burned, because Ghost's grandmother used to smoke. Then room catches fire one day due to this smoking habit. So her grandmother's whole body had almost burnt, but she was still alive. Now Ghost listens the conversation of female worker covertly, that Brigitte takes the dose of Monkshade. Because Ghost was the fan of the werewolf comic, then she understands that Monkshade dose is taken at that time, when a man is infected after being bitten by a werewolf. We can suppose that Ghost was an intelligent and shrewd girl. Next day, Ghost goes to Brigitte to serve the food, and she says to Brigitte without thinking, "I know that you are werewolf." But Brigitte denies it. Suddenly, Ghost observes the ear of Brigitte, which was enlarging after this. Brigitte asks Ghost to leave, and she herself cuts the grown area of her ear with a piece of glass. Going to the lavatory, a male worker comes to Brigitte's room to examine her at the same night, and he says to him that I can give the dose of Monkshade daily, but you will have to befriend me in return. But Brigitte rejects this offer straightforwardly. Next day, taking out of the bag of that male worker, Ghost covertly, she gives the Monkshade dose to Brigitte, but that male worker stops Brigitte to inject that dose, moving into the lavatory, and he throws that medicine on the floor. Brigitte notices at night the ear that she had parted from her body with the glass. It is transforming like that creature's ear after growing. Now Brigitte takes the dose of Monkshade from that male worker, bleeding him. That creature's teacher's near that clinic, searching for Brigitte. That creature had also killed a dog there. Next morning, Ghost finds the dead dog there, and she asks about it from Brigitte. Brigitte says that, "I have not committed it because I have still not transformed into a creature. It had rather been killed by that creature, because that creature reached here after searching me." Now Brigitte expresses here, "I should escape from here." Then Ghost assists Brigitte in her escape. Then they arrive in the cellar of the clinic, passing through the clinic's air vents. But that creature also arrives there. It attacks Brigitte, catching her, but it does not end the life of Brigitte. Now Ghost comes outside the clinic with Brigitte, distracting the creature. They both drive away in the car. After this, Ghost brings Brigitte back to her house. Now they had dose Monkshade, but they had no syringe to inject it. Now Brigitte tells Ghost here that creature had not come here to kill me, it was rather here to take me away. So these creatures may increase in numbers, while other creatures are in the forest, because I will also be transformed into that creature without that dose, so it was a good chance for that creature. It means it will take me away as I transform into a creature. At the first sight, Brigitte's condition was worsening, so Ghost unwillingly calls that male worker at her house, so that male worker may inject her with the dose of Monkshade. Now that male worker injects Brigitte the antidote of Monkshade, but Brigitte's condition was going worse. Now she was also turning like that creature. That male worker also calls his head as being scared. After this, Brigitte loses her senses, so male worker starts to mistreat Ghost. Afterwards, Brigitte restores her senses. Hearing everything, she gets that male worker out of house in aggression, but there was the creature outside which kills that male worker. Now it was compulsory to kill that creature, so Brigitte and Ghost begin to set the trap at house together. They are still doing as such, then clinic's head arrives there, who had been called there through a call by that male worker. Now Ghost tells a lie to that female worker here. That male worker has gone to his house. Being angry, that female worker says to Ghost, "What are you doing here? You were also being treated in that hospital. Why did you come here, escaping from there?" It is known here that Ghost's grandmother was not burnt because of the burning cigarette, but Ghost herself had burnt her intentionally. Actually, Ghost was the fan of comic book. As being a teenager, no one had also guided her, so she had no ability to differentiate between the real world and comic world, and Ghost had come in that clinic for treatment. Brigitte is also aware about the reality of Ghost here. Ghost had told a lie that male worker mistreated her. He had not acted as such, but Ghost had said so in her insanity. Now Brigitte gets furious, knowing this fact, because she was already transforming into a creature. Now that female worker points her gun at Brigitte to rescue Ghost. Now their discussion was going on till now. Then that creature also enters the house all of a sudden. Then Ghost and that female worker hides themselves instantly. That creature attacks Brigitte. There is held a great fight between them, but Brigitte hits that creature with a stone during this fight, and it becomes senseless. Then she begins to drag it to the basement, because they had also set a trap in the basement. Now Brigitte was going to throw that creature into that basement. Then that creature comes into its senses and it catches Brigitte. Now they both fall into the basement together. Now creature has died here, but Brigitte has survived. Now the climax arises here, and that mad little girl Ghost again comes into the comic world. and she throws female worker in madness after killing her. Ghost was considering herself here a comic character, and she was taking the story what was happening there. She locks injured Brigitte into the basement, who was transforming into creature. Ghost was thinking here as such that she has fostered a creature in the comic world, which will carry out her each order. Brigitte creature attempts to come out of the basement here, but it was in vain, because the time Ghost is present there, she cannot release herself. Ghost imprisoned Brigitte there forever, thinking it a creature. After this, Ghost is seen in the last scene of the movie, who creates her own comic book in which she attributes the creature powerful, and the part 2 of the movie also completes here.